Though there's so much focus on concentration, looking at the system we operate and how that system has made the center so strong. But to be fair to that same center, looking at states, in this case, yes, there are complaints of majority, minority, also ethnicity, division, things come, but at state levels, a strong bloc, the governors. Now, how well have we been able as Nigerians or electorates to hold them responsible or accountable, and how they have also contributed from these states to better this country?
Well, looking at the governors, you and I and every Nigerian know that there's no state where the citizens hold their governors responsible in terms of service delivery, democratic service delivery, and then the issue of promises by the governors on I will do this, I will do that during campaign, and then if they did not do what they said they're going to do, the states now come to galvanize, come together and disagree with the position of the governor, protest that this, you said you are going to do this and that, and you have not done it, or you didn't tell us you are going to do this and this and that.
Yeah, let's not lump these issues at the center. So much concentration. The states can provide employment, states can reduce poverty, the economy of the states can be bettered by governors, insecurity in states, governors can do something about that. But it seems they have washed their hands and just also putting this burden
on the center. Yes, that is the reality, and that was why I said there's no state where you find the citizens of the state coming to disagree with the position of the governors based on campaign promises. These things you are talking about, they are all part of the campaign promises of the governors. They all promise to do all this that you have mentioned to the citizens once they are elected. And 95% of the governors were unable to this moment to fulfill those campaign promises that they have promised. And they've taken everything back and put the load on the center. And most recently, if you listen to what President Muhammad Buhari said, most especially on the issue of security, he tried to remove the federal government from issue of security challenges in the state, sending it back to the governors and challenging them to do the needful that they swore to protect the lives and property of their citizens. So they should go ahead and do that, and they shouldn't be looking at the center. So you see,
and that has made governors now resort to defend yourself.
Defend yourself. That is it. And then also, it's like a blame game. Everybody is trying to remove himself off the blame that is going to come. Because if you listen also to what the president said when he had security meeting with security chiefs, he said, "I cannot leave government and live as a failure." So he is also telling them that I'm looking up to you to make sure that the security situation of Nigeria improves before I leave government. Otherwise, he knew that he came, one of the reasons why he was elected, he came in the basis of knowing him as a retired general, a former military head of state, a war veteran, that once he comes, the issue of security challenges is going to be the first thing he's going to tackle. Now we are still having the security challenges. So he's telling
there are lamentations
now,
shifting now the heat to the service chiefs. Every state governor is looking for the service chiefs.
That is it. So the heat completely is on them. So they are also now you see, that is why I'm saying the system, we needed to make the system work. If you don't make the system work, we continue to have this problem. Everybody is trying to shift blame from himself to somebody else. If you look at it technically, the president is saying, I'm the president and commander-in-chief. Yes, I'm the commander-in-chief, but I'm not the one at the field fighting the war. So he's telling those that are at the field, if I fail, I will not allow you guys to make me fail, because this is on the basis that I come. Now the governors, the president also...
they are just chiefs in the states, but not security. In fact, that should be scrapped.
In the constitution.
Yes.
So there's a lot of lacuna. The constitution itself didn't give the room. Now that was why some of the governors are calling for state police. But even if you give state police to the governors, can state police tackle the security situation we're having in Nigeria today? Even if we had state police, they cannot tackle it. It is something that it is so challenging, and honestly it's because the system is not working the way it's supposed to work. We are having like I said, security challenge. Second, the system is not working. Unless and until the system works, we will continue to have this problem. God forbid. I hope that and at the way we are now, the present administration cannot make the system work, because the president tried to do that on his coming, thinking, in fact the system got to a standstill when President Muhammadu Buhari first came in. In the first 6 months of his administration, every Nigerian knew that the system got to a standstill. Everybody was like, let's wait and see what is going to happen. It is going to be the same Buhari of 1983, 84, 85, or it's going to be a different Buhari. And then it was after that first 6 months that people begin to relax and then stretch their legs and know, okay, this one is not going to be as tough as he was, as tough as we thought it's going to be. So the system was about to pick up to start working in the first 6 months. If only the president knew that and had performed what he needed to do and become the same Buhari of 83, 84, 85 after that 6 months and continues, he would have.
The setting itself,
he would have. He would have. He would have. Why I said he would have? Look at
looking at a military head of state, and now
he might not be a military head of state, but he would technically be as stringent as he was as a military head of state. Obasanjo tried to adopt that method. He played stick and carrot approach. That was the method
Obasanjo Nigerians
adopted.
called on him to be flexible.
But it was that is the issue with Nigerians, and that is why it is leadership. He would have concentrated to do what he needed to do to achieve what he needed to achieve. Unfortunately, we didn't have that, and that was where the system realized that they don't need to stress themselves. It's going to be business as usual. Even though the president didn't want it to be business as usual, wanted it to be business unusual, but the system wanted it to be business as usual, and that is what is going on. So the only person fighting corruption and trying to make the system work in Nigeria today is only President Muhammadu Buhari. Any other person that is in the government is business as usual, and that is the challenge we are having. Well, thank you very much, Chief, for giving your position. I guess
and you also raised
you had also raised some issues, but I think maybe, Chief, you didn't get me very well. It is not just only about Muhammadu Buhari, but the system. That was why I cited Ghana as an example. And I've mentioned this Ghana's example twice. When I say Ghana, I speak about Jerry Rawlings. The way he fought the system and made Ghana to work today. That was why I said possibly Nigerians may not like to hear this, but maybe we needed to adopt the Ghana Jerry Rawlings method.
Let's sit at the round table.
And I also discussed the issue of round table, that we needed to bring in people from various, all tribes, all religion, all states, all community, civil society, business community to come and women and youth group to come and discuss Nigeria. And then I also made the issue, like you mentioned, if Nigeria as a nation, even if the government is afraid of something, then they should outline what they want to be discussed and what they don't want. I'm sure what the government don't want to hear today is this issue of secessionists or breaking away from Nigeria. No government will want that. If you put an Igbo man to be the president of Nigeria today, you will be so shocked. By the time they begin to call for dividing Nigeria, as a president, an Igbo man president of Nigeria, he will say no. He is not under his government. If you put a Yoruba man to become Nigeria's president and you find people fighting that Nigeria should break away, the Yoruba president will tell you not under my government. The same thing if you put a Hausa man. Once you are at the head of the government, you don't allow country to break under your government from whatever tribe, even if your tribe are calling for the breakaway of the government. That is the way the system works, not only in Nigeria, all over the world. That is it. That seat is very powerful. It is when you are on top of that seat, that is when you realize the country and know the problem of the country, and as a leader you will not want the country to break away. And that was why I was suggesting the coming together of another conference that will now be legally organized, since the government of Buhari did not recognize that of Jonathan because of the way it was organized. I said bring National Assembly, bring the executives, since National Assembly is the constitutionally the one that has the power to do, then bring them together.
Right.
Like I said,
we're just talking about issue of insecurity and defending lives and property.
Defending insecurity, defending lives and property of Nigerians actually is the responsibility of the government as they promised, but also the government will have to do that only through the security agencies. And then we'll also discuss what the president said to the security chiefs, and then he's expecting them to do the magic. All of us will agree that Boko Haram has been subdued. We can see how they are surrendering. The ISWAP members are surrendering to the government. There are divergent opinion over their surrendering. Others are saying we should accept them surrendering. Another group is saying we shouldn't accept them surrendering. People are citing so many examples of Afghanistan and what have you. But all be it as it may, we need to critically look at this. If they are in the bush, still fighting, they are still killing Nigerians. If they surrender, it means the killing will reduce. Okay, the issue of whether they should be given amnesty or not also can be determined by what happened during Niger Delta militants, and then comparing it with this, look at the similarities and dissimilarities, look at those that you can pardon and think of those that you cannot pardon. Maybe you put them somewhere, and then on a rehabilitation process, from there you will discover the honest and honest ones among them.
Yes,
thank Murtala for thinking that I was being anything. I didn't know I was, but if you think I was, thank you very much for that. We tried our hands, and we will possibly, time will decide. But I know that youth should all come out and contest for election, because we are already having people in their 70s, in their 80s still leading this country. And then they were the leaders when they were in their 30s, some of them in their late 20s. Becoming leaders. Up till now, they are still the ones leading Nigeria, and it is the fault of the Nigerian youth that are giving them that opportunity, because the vote of Nigeria belongs to the youth and women. And I will tell you that, let me do a political analysis for you quickly, for the purpose of this that you have said.
You have to do that in 2 minutes.
Quickly, I will even do it in 1 minute. The political analysis I want to give to you is that out of the 210 million Nigerians, if we have 70 million voters put together, out of the 70 million voters, that will take us 100%. 80% of 70 million voters are women and youth. The remaining 20% are the elders. And when you come to electioneering and the campaign, you find out that the youth constitute 70% of the total strength of the electioneering campaign and the voting. The 30% are the elders. Out of the 30% elders, only 10% of them participate actively in the electioneering and the campaign. 20% of them are resting at home, they don't even participate. But once the government come to be, it is those 20% that did not participate that will form the government. The 70% youth that have formed everything from campaign to election to ballot box snatching to everything, those 70%, you find out it's only 2% of the 70% that will be involved in government. This is the fault of the youth for allowing the elders to always continue to dominate the political scene. If by 2023 the youth will agree to come out and get their PVC and then bring one of their own and put him forward to say this is the person we want as a leader, I can guarantee you these elders cannot do anything, because they know that the youth are the ones that have the vote. The youth and women are the power behind who becomes Nigeria's leader, be it the president, be it the governor, a senator, House of Reps, State Assembly, or even local government chairman. But we are the ones, or the youth are the ones leaving the power to the elders. They have succeeded. They have succeeded in thinking your psyche, or in thinking the psyche of the youth, and from diverting the thinking from power and holding power and leadership to thinking about money. And one thing the youth did not forget about is power and leadership come with money. You will continue to pursue money, you will not get it. They will show you that they are not interested in money, but they will go after power and leadership. Once they get the power and leadership, the money automatically comes in there. So let the youth wake up and refuse to be declone themselves from that cloning that the elders cloned them, from thinking about money alone and forgetting about money to come to begin to fight for leadership and power. That money will come automatically.
That should be done peacefully.
Well, naturally, it's about peace.
Yes, sir. I've been discussing with Dr. Awal Abdullahi and you, security analyst, deputy national coordinator, retired members of Nigerian Armed Forces, Remanap, Director General, Youth Reformation and Leadership Skills Development Foundation, National President, Northern Consensus Movement, a society activist and public affairs analyst. Thank you for coming.
Thank you
and
for
sharing your views with Nigerians.
Thank you for having me.